What we're doing is for the relative reward we get, the amount of sacrifice we make for the tiny reward of the trophy and the title is odd. It's just odd what we do. Bodybuilding, it is what it is to me, and for me, the sacrifice is worth the reward. For a lot of other people, it's not, and that's fine. Don't pursue it.
First comp I did, I joined Empire Fitness Centre on the Gold Coast, and the promoter of the NABBA Southern Hemisphere titles was the owner of the gym.
I was training at the first Plus Fitness at North Mead, which is right around the corner from my place, and it was the first gym that I actually joined. And the owner, John Fuller, said to me, "Look, you've got not a bad physique, and for how long you've been training, and you should go in a bodybuilding show."
So I was straight out of school, and then 6 months later I was doing my first bodybuilding contest, which I guess is a bit different for most 18-year-olds who are out drinking, partying, carrying on.
There were dollar spirits at the Crowbar every Thursday night, and that was pretty tempting. So we smashed that down. $20 night's a big night. So we hit that all through uni. And then when I was more settled, had got out of uni, had calmed down a little bit, and was back into a more civilised routine, that's when the thoughts of competing came back to me.
NABBA Southern Hemispheres back in 2001.
The first comp was the 2004 NABBA Southern Hemisphere.
It was the A&B Junior Sydney.
It was 2004, so I think I was 28 years old.
And I won the under 21 junior title.
I actually won the Junior Sydney back in 2003 it was.
I ended up coming second in a fairly good novice lineup, I think. So that really gave me the bug, and I really wanted to come first, basically. If we want to talk layers of difficulty, we've got to talk the employment.
I'm a full-time firefighter in Fire and Rescue New South Wales. The beauty about that job is because we do shift work and alternate days that basically, once we do our shifts, we get time off. So we get 4 days on, 4 days off. So it's allowed me to do other business ventures.
I'm a PT and comp prep coach from World Gym Ashmore. I'm on the Gold Coast. I've been there for 2.5, 3 years now, and helping guys get ready and girls for contests since the start. I'm
the event sales manager for FitX, so I'm the guy who contacts all the exhibitors and tries to sell them space and upgrade their booze and get sponsorships and do all that sort of stuff. So I play a fairly integral role in running the FitX Expo. And I brought a team of 5 athletes down to the show as well, which has been a bit tough on myself with my prep as well. They're all first timers this time, so they require a bit more work. But the guys have been great, and they're all in great condition, and I'm very happy with them. And it's good to be able to enjoy it with them as well, since I'm competing, obviously. I have a mass nutrition store, which we're relocating to the northern beaches of Sydney, which my wife is the manager of. And we started a company called Muscle Meals Direct, where we basically cook and deliver high protein meals to, we've got like 60 locations across the country now. I've got the 5 guys for this show, but I'm already working with another 20 plus my normal PT sessions as well. So yeah, there's a lot on. And maintaining a relationship and time with friends and family. Then on top of that, being a husband, trying to find time for the wife, which is, she's always there for me. I can't say that she's not. So whatever I decide in life, she's always had my back, and especially after this show, because we've put in such a big effort and being busy with the business, I do owe her some, I don't know, I've got to make it up to her somehow. I might have to take her away for a holiday or something. My girlfriend, she said she was quite attracted to me because I look like I should be really arrogant, but I wasn't really arrogant. So she's going to see Stage Persona Scott tomorrow, and that's of some concern because Stage Persona Scott's pretty bloody arrogant. Yeah, no, I've seen arrogant, what do you call it? Arrogant Scott. Yeah, I don't know any other Scott actually, so I didn't know there was another type. I've had 18 months off since my last competition, so we've been seeing each other for just over a year. So this is her first comp prep, which she's survived. She's done very well, and it's her first ever bodybuilding competition she's attending tomorrow.
Look, I have been a bit of a nightmare the past couple of weeks. Just with this one particular show, I've had a lot on my plate with work and that type of thing, and I have really tried to get as lean as I can. And she's supported me 100% of the way. Look, the few times I've said, I don't think I can do this, she's actually, sort of kicked my butt and said, you better do it because you've come this far. So.
From the moment I was 14, 15, if I got a magazine, I would read it cover to cover and I'd retain a fair bit of that information. I'm a big-time bodybuilding fan. I'm a bodybuilding historian.
Yeah, look, Scott's crazy when it comes to bodybuilding. Like, he's a freak how he knows, competition results and this and that. I think it comes from his sort of nerd background that he covers with his muscly physique. He'll tell you competition histories and he knows, this person and that person.
I remember Renel Janvier coming 14th to the 1988 Mr. Olympia, which was disappointing because his glutes weren't as striated as they were at the Ironman Classic, So, yeah, I'm pretty OCD with bodybuilding knowledge.
I can see why you would follow it and enjoy it. But he is a weird person, Scott.
My wins are pretty much, in terms of state titles, I think I've won 6 state titles if you include the novice state title. And I've won 4 national titles. That's 1 with NABA and 3 with the IFBB.
The wins I've had, I won the Junior Sydney A and B, and I won the 2007 and the 2008 IFBB Heavyweight Australian titles.
I won the Queenslands and placed second to Con Demetrio at the Nationals at 2022, so I'm proud of doing that at a young age as well.
I've also got second at the Country Classic, and a couple of years with the IFBB I got second in the, 1 year I got second in the under-90s, and third in the Saltwater Classic as well.
I've never lost a state title, essentially, so that's a nice little box of ticks. But having said that, there's been a few times where I've beaten one guy, or there was that one time that I was the only guy, but I still claim that as a win.
Oh, look, it's hard to say one particular proud thing with bodybuilding. I mean, you could mention a million things. You could say, certain lifts you've done in the gym, competition wins, people that I've helped over the years with their fitness.
Doing my first comp at 18, especially when, all the influences of most 18-year-olds trying to get you out on the town and all that. So I'm quite proud of being able to commit myself to something at that age and stick to it and go through with it. Doing the big trip to the NABA Worlds when I was 20 on my own. Travelling all that way and doing a comp, learn a lot, and that was quite successful as well.
But one of the hardest things I've found has been, and I think a lot of bodybuilders don't make the most of it, is trying to, use what they learn on stage and that, and try to put that into their life, like even through things like business or family, and people just get so focused on the bodybuilding show that they don't look at what's around them. And like, even though I have been a bit of a monster to my wife for this show, I know her love and support's always there, and I've always tried to maintain a balance. So probably maintaining a balance really has been the best thing for me. Like I do put in 100% for a bodybuilding show, but then I still do work with my businesses. I have my family, I've got mates, I still go out. So I think a balance for me has been probably the best thing, or biggest achievement.
Proudest moment for me it's probably a win outside of that, outside of the national titles, outside of the state titles. It was the Country Classic Invitational. That year I was up against Luke Schembri, who was a strong favourite, touted as one of Australia's next pros and still is. And I managed to pip him. So that's probably my proudest achievement, beating Luke and winning the comp. It's all intermingled. It's winning the comp would have been nowhere near as satisfying had I not been Luke.
Look, I mean, Scotty was at his all-time best. I was off, and he only beat me by 1 point. So if he wants to be proud of that, I'd be keeping that quiet, really. Like, I mean, if he smashed me and, we're in different ballparks, fair enough. But, he says he was at his all-time best, and he knows I was off, and he's still bragging about it. So I don't know if I feel embarrassed for the bloke or what, because he's hanging off that one dream. But we'll see come the Pro Qualifier this year.